Two of the hottest teams meet in the desert tonight. Phoenix Mercury shooting for their 7th straight win. The Chicago Sky aiming for win number 4 in a row. It's the WNBA from Footprint Center in downtown Phoenix. Hi everyone, Tom Leander along with the Hall of Famer Ann Myers-Drysdale. Great to see you again, Annie.
It's good to see you. I'm glad you're back.
Oh, good to be back. And this Phoenix Mercury team, they are back from the Olympic break, and they're undefeated since then. They've won 6 straight, despite not having Brittany Griner in their last game against New York. What is clicking for Phoenix right now?
Well, the fact that they did have that break, the people that did not go to the Olympics had a chance to really work on their game and focus. And I saw Jim Pittman before the game, general manager, and he was saying a lot of the players now are scrimmaging against the guys, which has really helped them a lot. But also, I look at Skylar Diggins-Smith, who's really been playing well, obviously player of the week this past week in the West. And I think a little bit of a chip on her shoulder, not playing as much in the Olympics, but she sure is playing right now for the Phoenix Mercury.
And Brittany Griner will start for the Mercury. She rolled her ankle in New York after winning Player of the Week. This week it's Skylar. She takes the honor. And like you mentioned, she's just doing it all. She's scoring, she's assisting, and playing with even more fire.
Yeah, a lot of confidence. And she talked about it before the season. She and Diana Taurasi really spent a lot of time together on the court talking about the game and really hashing things out and just really developing a good chemistry between the two.
Yeah, she won gold in Tokyo, but maybe should have played some more minutes. I wonder if there's a little message over the past couple of weeks from Skylar. Also, this is the Legends game. 2 legends who can still hoop. Diana Taurasi and Candace Parker on the floor tonight. Tip-off is next. Phoenix Mercury come in 15-10 on the season, 5th in the overall standings, a half game behind Minnesota in action tonight against New York. And if Minnesota wins over the Liberty and Phoenix wins it here, they clinch their playoff spot. As we look at the starting lineups for Chicago, that talented backcourt, Vandersloot and Quigley, Leah Copper, Candace Parker, and Azrae Stevens up front for the Sky. Then it's Diggins-Smith and Diana Taurasi in the backcourt for Phoenix. Bree Turner, Kia Nurse, and Brittany Griner misses only 1 game with what appeared to be a pretty severe ankle injury in New York against the Liberty. Missed the 2nd game in New York, but is back in action here at home. The health update brought to you by Banner Health, official healthcare partner of the Phoenix Mercury. They're still without Bria Hartley, but Annie, Bria could be back as soon as the next game for Phoenix or in the next 7 to 10 days. She's missed the entire season after knee surgery a year ago.
Yeah, she had some hip surgery too, so she talked a lot about that this season, and she's been really working out hard. And also, you know, the physical therapy has been huge, but she's taken her time. They didn't want to rush her, and certainly she's been working out with the team, playing 5-on-5 and ready to go.
This Sky team very talented, #1 in the league in assists and free throw percentage, 3rd in points per game. What are your keys here tonight?
Well, Chicago, they've got to rebound. When they rebound, they run. They've got such good athletes, and they score easy baskets on you. And Phoenix, they've got to defend the 3 because Chicago is coming off a big, huge win against Seattle where they had 15 threes made and only 1 by Quigley in that game. So the defense is going to be huge.
Yeah, they hit their first 7 threes in that game. They scored 107 points. It was the worst loss ever for the Seattle Storm and the biggest margin of victory for this Sky franchise. Just incredible what happened in that game. They won by 32 in Everett, Washington. And Candace Parker had an historic game herself. She's playing some of her best basketball right now as they get ready for the playoffs.
And that's huge. They're 1-8 without her. She's missed 9 games, obviously, with the ankle, and she did sprain a little bit a few games ago, but she's back, and this is her first season with the Chicago Sky. 13 seasons with the LA Sparks. She was a 2-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, won a championship in 2016, and was ready to move back home to Chicago, and she is so excited to be playing for the Sky.
Yeah, Sky and Mercury, 2 of the 3 hottest teams right now in the WNBA. Connecticut wins again tonight. They defeat Washington. That is 9 straight for the Sun. Boy, it's going to be really interesting here in the upcoming WNBA playoffs. So the Sky 14-12 right now after their 3 consecutive wins. 2 in Seattle. They had a win at Atlanta. So they're just a game and a half behind Phoenix right now for that #5 spot. And we talked about Phoenix wanting to clinch a playoff spot. That's not what they're out for right now. They're out from Minnesota and that 4th seed and a first-round bye in the playoffs.
They are, but they're out for the championship. I think every team you got to just not making the playoffs and not just finishing in the top 4. You've got to think from day one that we're winning the championship this season.
You went a couple steps further than me. I like how you do that. I'm like, Nick, get in the playoffs. Nope, get the 4th seed. Nope, get the championship.
Well, this is, one thing for James Wade. He's had to shuffle his lineups around a little bit. Vandersloot is the only player for the Chicago Sky to start all 27 games.
Well, she is just a master, too, at that point guard position. Talk more about those sensational numbers. Taurasi feeding Brittany Griner back in the starting lineup, swinging in the lane, drop it down to Bree Turner. A 1-2 combo is lethal.
Boy, they just really connecting, as you said, after the Olympics, that high-low play, and Turner looking to score a little bit more because we know she can rebound and take some heat off of Griner. Both of them averaging 9 rebounds a game.
Back cut. Chicago will do that all night long. Offensive rebound and the stick back by Stevens.
Now the big thing again, rebounding, that's going to be key for Chicago, and for the Mercury, they've got to block out.
Chicago, one of the best teams I've seen this season in terms of player movement, slipping picks, going backdoor. Why one of the top scoring teams goes out of bounds, and Chicago will have it. But one of the top scoring teams, #1 in assists, and that's not a surprise because they have the #1 assist player in the league right now, Courtney Vandersloot, 9 assists per game. The next closest, Annie, is Natasha Cloud at 6.4 per game. And she's just running away with the assist title again. There she is on the move, driving on Skyler, blocked from behind by Diggins Smith, who sent it away.
Yeah, Diggins Smith has really, not only we talk about her offensive side of the ball, but she really takes the challenge of playing defense, and she has really stepped up, and she's given up baseline there, but comes from behind with a nice block shot.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say she's the best 5'9" player, men or women, in terms of blocking shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You have to think about that one. Some other WNBA players?
Sykes is pretty good in LA. And
wow.
Yeah, but no, Skyler's defense really understands where the ball is going on the offensive player shooting the ball.
Copper with the block of Turner, and then stepping out of bounds is Kia Nurse. A couple early turnovers, and boy, that was really killing this Mercury team. They have been fantastic, Annie, in the second half of games, especially the 4th quarter, but boy, they dig themselves some holes and make life miserable for themselves with early turnovers.
Yeah, coming down the stretch as far as going into the playoffs, teams have to be better as far as executing on their offense. Everybody knows everybody's execution, their offense, their plays, and so you've got to be a little bit smarter and use ball fakes and different cuts to the basket.
Parker hoists it up and then ripped out of the hands of Diggins Smith by Azurá Stevens, and it winds up in the lap of Vandersloot. Now it's Quigley. They like to play that isolation game either with Parker or Copper, at the high wing. Stevens from deep.
Chicago doing a nice job staying on the offensive glass.
Mercury ball.
They're going to give it to Phoenix. Copper tipped it out of bounds, and boy, can she play. The 27-year-old in her 6th year out of Rutgers. Relentless and just has the full toolkit for James Wade now in his 3rd year. He was Coach of the Year 2 seasons ago in his 1st season as the Sky head coach, and has quite an interesting background when it comes to Mercury head coach Sandy Brondello. We'll tell you about that. Inside it goes to Bree Turner off the Taurasi feed.
Defensively for the Sky, they are so focused on the big 3, Griner, Taurasi, and Diggins Smith, which leaves somebody like Turner open inside.
Quigley defended by Nurse. A little confusion there offensively. Top of the key, Parker. Gets it to Copper. Copper from the baseline, right over the top of Taurasi. Averaging 15 points, leading the team.
Well, Copper, she can shoot the 3, but she likes to get shots inside the lane. And Taurasi, she'll get a shot anywhere on the
bullseye for D, knocking it down from far away. She's been sensational with that 3-point shot since the Olympics. Stevens rams into Taurasi and somehow puts it in. Tough shot by Azurá Stevens, 4th-year player out of Connecticut. Another former UConn star like Taurasi, who gives it now to Griner, going to work on Stevens. And earns a ticket to the line. You can see her hopping up and down, still not 100%. Still a little gimpy on that ankle.
You know, her career, she's had a little bit of trouble with ankles, sometimes her knee, but you know, she came in healthy really this year, and just recently tweaked her ankle a few times, in that last one in that first New York game.
Look at those numbers. Second in the league in scoring, almost 21 points per game. Misses that first toss, trailing only Tina Charles, who's at 25 points per game. And then fourth in rebounding, second in field goal percentage. Really MVP type numbers for Griner.
Yeah, has 13 double-doubles and certainly is in the MVP mix, as Skylar Diggins-Smith is. And a lot of people have said Jonquel Jones is a lock. Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson, Tina Charles. Nice block out by Diggins-Smith.
Vandersloot comes up a little short on the three. Skylar on the move from the elbow. Got it.
Well, what you like about Skylar's game right now, she's beating you in so many ways. She does such a great job getting to the free throw line, but she pulls up for the mid-range jumper, can shoot the three, gets in the lane, creates fouls.
Strong offensive start for the Mercury. 4 of 5 from the field. Tap from behind by Taurasi, goes out of bounds. Snuck behind Copper, and Chicago will still have it, trailing by 3.
Diggins-Smith, again, being left-handed sometimes as a defensive player, Quigley kind of got faked out a little bit, and Diggins-Smith was able to get that shot.
And you mentioned it too, the pick by Bree Turner. What a blessing it is for these Mercury players to have Turner and Griner out there setting screens.
Yeah,
Copper on the second effort.
Yeah, Copper's not going to give up on the ball, and they've already got 3 rebounds. And really, for the Mercury, they've got to do a better job. And the floater hit by Diggins-Smith, but you know, you look at why the Chicago Sky are in the game right now is because they are getting to the offensive glass, but Diggins-Smith on the right side of the floor, a little floater with that left-handed bank.
Floating to her right with the left hand off the glass. That's nearly impossible. Well, this is fantastic too. When you look at Skylar and how assertive she's been this season, Annie, as she gets the three-point play, 4 times this season, she's made 11 free throws. 4 times she's made 11 free throws in a game this season. Chicago coughs it up. Taurasi scoops it up and finds Nurse for the easy breakaway.
And that's what happens on those turnovers. Good defense by Phoenix.
Taurasi so unselfish. She picks her moments when she needs to score for this team.
Taurasi has only scored in the 20s twice this season.
Stevens inside to Parker. Creative pass, finds Vandersloot and nails it. What a feed by Candace Parker. Kept the ball high over her head and still threw a dart for the assist. Taurasi comes right back, wide right. Boarded there by Stevens. Averages 7 points, 5 rebounds as the starting center for Chicago. Hesitation move, and Vandersloot thought twice about going at Griner. Near side, Stevens. She has that three-point range and ripped out of there by Kia Nurse. Came over in that deal from New York during the offseason. Driving on Vandersloot, using that muscle, grabs her own miss. 14-second reset on the shot clock for Phoenix. Skylar probing. They double-team Griner. And now it's Nurse with 2 on the shot clock, bucket and 1. Chance at another three-point play for Phoenix.
Brittany Griner has been passing the ball so well when she's getting double and triple team, and Kia Nurse, a big-time shot for her to get that ball to go in, and a chance for a three-point play.
Mercury shooting 70% early, 5-point lead over Candace Parker and the Chicago Sky. And you mentioned it in the open, the Candace effect. She's missed 9 games this season with an ankle injury. The Sky are 1-8 without her, and look at that when she's on the floor. 13-4.
Yeah, she's only taken 1 shot right now, no rebounds, but she averages over 13 points and 8 rebounds for this Chicago team, and certainly missing her so much early on with that ankle sprain, but you know, she's so talented, and I laugh when she keeps saying she's old, but Nurse with a nice drive and getting Stevens to foul and that ball to go in, and you know, Kia Nurse going to the Olympics for Canada, and so did Sandy Brondello and Smith for Australia.
Three-point play consummated by Nurse. Yeah, going back to Candace, too, signing as a free agent during the offseason with the Chicago team. She's from the Chicago area in Naperville, and after she signed, she said, I'm home. I mean, even after all those years in LA with the Sparks and so much respect and love for that organization and their fans, just needed a fresh start in Chicago.
Well, not only for the organization, but also for the WNBA, as far as, having another star player on a different team and really gives, as you said, that freshness and excitement for those fans.
And she's really picked up her game as they head toward the playoffs as well. She was an all-star this season, but was not on the Olympic team. I think partially it could have been because of that ankle injury that forced her to miss early games. Reversal by Bree Turner was a beauty.
Well, the execution by the Mercury right now on their offense has been solid.
Yeah, really the only problem with Phoenix during this win streak have been those early turnovers. They cut those out. These are blowout wins. Copper from deep.
Well, right now for the Sky, you've got to get Candace Parker involved in the offense. You cannot make her a passer, even though she is a terrific passer. She's letting her other teammates to score, but, yeah, they had 15 threes against Seattle, but that's going to be a different team against the Mercury tonight.
Kia Vaughn has come in off the bench along with Shea Petty. Kia tried to force that up. And now back comes Chicago. Griner and Taurasi getting early breaks.
Good hands by Vaughn.
Ripped it away from Copper. And then Phoenix turns it right back over.
Fourth turnover by the Mercury. And as you said earlier, that's what gets them in a hole.
Diamond DeShields coming in for Chicago. Sophie Cunningham, who's been a spark plug of late for Phoenix, trying to check in, and we'll have to wait till the next possession. Diamond DeShields averaging double figures coming in off the bench for the Sky. In the first meeting against Phoenix earlier this season, 26 points for DeShields. So she's had great success against this Mercury team. Vandersloot in and out. Threes not dropping early for the Sky like they did against the Storm.
And I said Vandersloot was the only one that started. Copper is the only other one for the Sky that has started, but DeShields been starting most of the games and quickly getting her sixth start of the night, but the Mercury staying hot from the outside.
That was the Sky ball from Skylar Diggins against the Chicago Sky, and then on the drive there is DeShields, who is fouled and will have a couple of free throws.
Yeah, we talked about the athletes of this Sky team and DeShields and Copper, and they get in the lane and they create contact. DeShields makes a great drive, but there's a screen by Turner, and Diggins Smith does such a nice job creating space off the screen.
Skylar, Western Conference Player of the Week. Last 4 games, just her numbers are outrageous. 24 points, 6 assists, and shooting 65% from far away for Skylar. Sophie checks in. Sophie Cunningham, the third-year player from Missouri, and she's been knocking down that three-pointer this season.
Yeah, the first game after the Olympics. And again, we're talking about confidence, and certainly for the bench, Sandy Brondello's been able to use it a lot more, and Sophie Cunningham has come in and getting more minutes under her belt. But you talk about Skylar Diggins-Smith, too, as far as not just her confidence. We talk maybe a chip on her shoulder from not playing as much in the Olympics, but honestly, the minutes she played, she's a gold medalist, and now she's using those minutes here in Phoenix.
Another turnover for Phoenix. Shields ripped it away from Sophie Cunningham. Diamond in the paint, soft touch.
And that's where the Sky do such a good job on a turnover or a defensive rebound. Open court, you get somebody like DeShields getting in the lane like that, easy layup.
Inside out dribble by Skylar.
Now she tried to draw the foul.
And out of the pack comes Copper. Phoenix retreats quickly defensively, and then throwing it up with the left hand, off balance and coming down awkwardly, Candace Parker, and she's limping back the other way right now. And missed 9 games with an ankle injury. Appear to be feeling that either that injury or could be the other foot, but now she's going to check out for James Wade. Yeah, I talked about James Wade and kind of his connection with Sandy Brondello. Wade actually coached Taurasi and Griner in Russia. His assistant is Olaf Lang, who is married to Sandy Brondello, and they were both assistants in Russia. Griner inside for the easy hoop. Minute to go here in the first quarter. Mercury lead is back to 9.
Yeah, Taurasi does a nice job finding Griner just diving to the basket, and then Petty picking up a silly foul so far away from the basket.
Phoenix at 67% from the field, and they are 2 of 3 from deep, 3 of 4 from the line. Final minute of the first quarter. Taurasi trying to fend off the pesky defender, the rookie Dana Evans. Evans has been very good in off the bench. Best game as a pro on Sunday against the Storm, and she had 14 points.
Yeah, she was originally drafted this year by Dallas at the number 13 spot and only played 6 games. Traded right after that.
Petty working to her right. Vaughn fires it over to Taurasi. Into the lane, fade away. The hook by Griner wouldn't fall. Chicago coming off those back-to-back wins on the road against the Seattle Storm. They also had a win at Atlanta. Trying to make it 4 in a row. Surging toward the postseason. DeShields pull-up J, spins off, and Phoenix can get the final shot of the first quarter.
Phoenix doing a great job on the boards in this first quarter, 12-6.
Deep 3 by D, wouldn't fall. And we are done with one here from Footprint Center in Phoenix. Taurasi and the Mercury, their biggest lead was 11. They are up by 9 after 1. Arizona is the local television home of the Mercury, the Suns, the D-backs, and the Coyotes. You can also stream Mercury games on the Bally Sports app. For more info on the local sports scene, check out ballysports.com. The Mercury have clinched their playoff spot. LA and New York both losing tonight. So that means, Annie, that Sandy Brondello is 8 for 8 as head coach of the Phoenix Mercury. 8 seasons, 8 trips to the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, she has come in and players have responded with her. She's had different lineups, different players come in. Her first year won the championship in 2014 and been close a few times. And who's to say what's going to happen this year?
Quigley from the baseline, wide open, couldn't stick it. Thought about trying again, puts it on the deck, and leans in for the 2. Allie Quigley struggled in that last game despite the team scoring 107 points. You had talked about, too, she only had 5 with 1 3-pointer in that game, one of their 15. That was a franchise record, 15 threes that they downloaded.
Right now, they're 2 of 11 in this first half.
Taurasi shakes free and rebounded by DeShields. She has made an impact coming in off the Chicago bench. On the push, goes right at Vaughn and Sophie Cunningham for the deuce.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to stop Chicago on those break situations. They've got 6 second chance points.
We didn't see the real Diamond DeShields last season as Shea Petty steps back and cans a 3. DeShields had a knee injury last year, didn't have that explosiveness, and her numbers dropped. Now Candace Parker comes in. It's kind of a reloaded Chicago team. Quigley, quick fire.
Yeah, I don't think Quigley's the type of player that's going to stay quiet after a game where she didn't score that many points.
We talked about how much Chicago struggled without Candace Parker in the 9 games that she missed. Quigley missed 6 games, and they're 1 and 5 in those contests.
Well, she's got one of the quickest shots in this game. Good hands by Petty, because again, the Sky getting inside.
You can see the confidence too of Evans. She doesn't play like a rookie. She comes in off the bench and goes right after it defensively, and then even on the offensive end. And a drive in and taking a couple of deep shots.
She was, in 2019, she was the 6th player of the year in the ACC. And then 2 years in a row, she becomes the ACC player of the year.
We talked about the impact from DeShields as well in this game. Evans and DeShields combined for 30 points in that last game against Seattle. And Dolson helping up Diana Taurasi, who was hacked in the act.
I'd like to get, Stephanie Dolson in that 3-on-3 gold medal winning team for the United States. She was a part of it, and it was first time. They'll be the first ever to win a gold medal on the 3-on-3 in the Olympics.
So entertaining to watch, too.
Yeah, it really
enjoy
was.
that format. Yeah, she was playing alongside Kelsey Plum, Alicia Gray, and Jackie Young. And they win.
Yeah,
the
Katie
gold.
Lou Samuelson got tested positive. She'd been with the team the whole time, and they brought in Jackie Young.
Beat Russia in the finals. And the highlight for Dolson, she said, was meeting Yao Ming. She's quite a personality, too.
Oh, always has been.
The Shields, right down Main Street. And back comes Skylar Diggins-Smith. Big three out there with Tarazi and Griner. Returner on the floor as well. Tarazi wide open for three. Absolutely for D.
And the coaches cannot believe that nothing was called, and you're still a shooter when you come down.
You can see Diana perplexed right now. Skylar cuts off Quigley, forces the miss.
Stevens has been strong on the offensive glass. Nice job by Turner staying on the ground.
And the hoop for Stevens, using that size. Turner, one of the top defenders in the WNBA, but could not stop Azurá Stevens. Skylar breaks free and scores with that right hand.
All five starters have scored for the Mercury, and Diggins-Smith now with 10.
Back comes Stevens with back-to-back hoops. Chicago trying to keep pace with this Mercury team. Still shooting just under 60%. Cunningham zips it over to Skylar. Sophie into the paint and hits.
Now the Mercury themselves doing a nice job getting inside the lane.
And then intercepts the pass, rams into the ref, and a few of the Sky players ready to check in, including Vandersloot.
And the scoreboard down there, the tables.
Sophie can just be a wrecking ball out there.
Well, that's what you love of her energy. I mean, she talks about her role on this team, and it's from day one, it's been positive. But she brings that energy, she brings that intensity, and she just doesn't quit on a play. She's very physical. A lot of times she gets she gets called for fouls that may be a little too overly aggressive, but man, I'd rather have a player like that.
Coming out of the break, she had a 17-point game against Atlanta, then 3 more strong games after that. You know, we talk about the win streak for Phoenix as Copper hits along the baseline. So Phoenix is going after their 7th straight win. They've won 6 in a row. Well, if you look at Sophie Cunningham, she missed the last game right before the Olympic break. We got a traveling violation on Tarazi. But the previous 2 games, Phoenix won those 2. Sophie misses the game right before the break, and now Mercury have won 6 in a row. They've won 8 straight with Sophie in the lineup. She definitely puts her imprint at the Footprint Center. With New York's loss tonight in Minnesota and LA losing in Indiana, the Mercury officially clinched their spot in the 2021 WNBA playoffs for the 9th straight year. Date, time, location, and matchup still to be determined, but tickets will go on sale soon. Be sure to follow the Mercury on social media and visit phoenixmercury.com to stay up to date with all the latest news around 2021 Mercury playoffs presented by Bally's.
I love that picture that they had.
I love seeing Bridget Pettis during the timeout talking to the
Yes.
fans. A Mercury legend, 37-28.
Absolutely, played the first years here, and then also an assistant coach when they won championships.
9-point lead, in and out, almost was 11 again.
That was a good shot, though.
Phoenix led by Skylar Diggins-Smith in double figures with 10. Azurá Stevens leading the way for Chicago with 8.
Yeah, Vandersloot, who's averaging, as you said, over 9 assists a game. She's only got 1 right now in this game.
And Brittany Griner's been very quiet, coming off that ankle injury. Just 1 of 2 from the field. Has 3 points, a couple of rebounds, but also 2 assists. Hands it off to Skylar. Met there by Vandersloot. Tarazi straight but short. And rebounded by Candace Parker. Up ahead, Vandersloot. Pulls up and drills it.
You know, a lot of that has to do with wanting the ball, being aggressive, and going down, posting up, and just calling for the ball. And when you're not getting the ball, it's just not that you're playing passive. You're not as aggressive in wanting the ball. And right now, the Phoenix Mercury, they get called for a foul on that break situation. Chicago taking advantage of missed shots by Phoenix.
Candace Parker, one of the best at those long lead passes on the fast break. as Copper will go to the line.
Yeah, Parker has not scored, but she has 4 rebounds and 3 assists. And again, with her length, she makes things happen on the defensive end.
Copper misfires on the first, shooting 84% from the line this season. Dolson comes back for Chicago.
Yeah, this is a Sky team that's first in free throw shooting in the league.
And Copper, such a threat offensively, can explode at any time. Tied her career high with 26 points at Seattle on Friday, but misfires on both free throws. 4:20 to go until halftime. Phoenix with their starting unit out there. Kia Nurse lines it up and knocks it down from deep.
Yeah, just a good 2-player game right there with Griner and Nurse. And Nurse, just great confidence. And I think a lot of that had to do with her drive to the basket. She had a nice shot at the free throw line. It missed, but that was a nice, easy shot on the 3-point shot.
Phoenix now 5 of 9 from far away.
And she takes great pride in her defense, too, just trying to make it difficult for Vandersloot. But Sloot right now leads the team with 8 points.
The Phoenix lead is 6. Skyler lobs it inside to Griner with the soft touch.
Yeah,
and
even
Brittany with her second bucket.
With Parker, Dolson, Stevens, they have a tough time stopping that on Griner.
You know, Dolson has a bit of a history of skirmishes with Brittany Griner over the years.
Well, they're pretty good friends.
No look reverse by Vandersloot.
Come on, you know when you get in a game, family, blood, friendships.
Oh, no, I didn't say they weren't friends, but they've had their moments on the court as Quigley ramming into Taurasi, trying to run past the pick from Brittany Griner.
That shows you how competitive they are.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt. Petty and Kia Vaughn ready to check back in for Phoenix. Griner and Taurasi take a seat. That's the other thing we're really seeing, too, with Sandy Brondello. So much more comfortable with her rotations.
There's a nice screen. And the thing that Diggin Smith does so well is she keeps her dribble. She understands spacing. She took herself away from the defense to give her room to make that pass.
You know, Sandy did this with her rotations at the end of the first quarter as Taurasi and Griner came out with 3 or 4 minutes to go in the quarter and then came back in for the last minute. So we'll see what happens here in the second period as we have a bit of a delay.
And since the Olympic break, we've seen Sandy Brondello do more substituting.
What's fascinating about these two teams is looking at their record and having successful seasons as Nurse circles around, bumped out of bounds and a foul on Dolson. But both of these teams have been much better on the road than at home. The Sky, you look at their record, at home they are 4-8, on the road 10-4. Then you have the Mercury, 6-7 at home, so they're under 500 on this home floor. And then on the road, they're 9-3.
Well, again, this is a League Two, and it's 25th year anniversary, and coming out of the bubble last year because of COVID. And certainly teams, I think, know that when they go on the road, there's a little bit more cohesiveness there, and they've got to stick together.
Skyler comes up with a loose ball after misfiring on the 3. Petty wide open. In and out. And rebounded by Copper. Pressure in the backcourt by Skyler Diggins-Smith stifles that fast break opportunity. Now it's Parker into the lane. Vandersloot in a crowd. Dolson has that shot in her bag, and down it went.
And that's what makes the Sky so tough. Dolson coming off the bench, her ability to knock down threes at her size.
40% from far away, and Sandy Brondello will take the timeout with 2:25 to go. Phoenix led by as many as 11. Chicago is within 3. Taurasi and the Mercury heading into the final home games of the regular season and need you in the stands to cheer them on as they make a push for the playoffs. Great lower level seats still available for Saturday, September 11th against the WNBA's top-seeded Connecticut Sun, who won again tonight. Don't wait. Secure your seats today at phoenixmercury.com/single game. Here are the Hall of Famer Ann Myers-Drysdale. Grab your crystal ball. Who's the team to beat? Is it Connecticut? I mean, nobody's playing better than obviously right now.
Well, before the Olympics, it was Connecticut, Seattle, and Vegas were the top 3. Minnesota's quietly been at that 4th spot. You never count Cheryl Reeve and her team out. And Sylvia Fowles is having a solid year, too. But, you know, Brianna Jones was named Player of the Week on the East with Skylar Diggins-Smith on the West being player of the week. But Jonquel Jones is having a terrific year. Bonner's been solid. And then Asia Wilson. Vegas, Cambage is back. They've got Chelsea Gray at the guard position. And but hey, my crystal ball says Phoenix.
Oh, there you go. Kia Vaughn buries it, and it might be a little too late for the Washington Mystics, but with Deladon coming back, they're a totally different team. I mean, if you were to pick somebody as a dark horse.
Well, Miesemann is back, too. I mean, people don't talk about Miesemann. She was the MVP when they won the championship. Nice drive by Quigley, but a better block shot by Turner.
Skylar goes cross court to Shea Petty. Ball fake, three-point attempt. Got that one. Yeah, Shea Petty drains it.
That ball fake was just enough, and she didn't even flinch when Quigley came by.
Sixth three-point hit for Phoenix. Lead is back up to 8. Parker has been quiet offensively and fouled on her way to the hoop by Kia Nurse.
Now that was good defense. Nurse understood where that pick was coming from, and Parker getting deep in the lane. Parker still only 2 shots at the basket. She's 0 of 1 from three-point range, and the other one was a 2-point shot, but held scoreless right now. But the nice pass by Diggins-Smith, and just that little ball fake with the hands, just enough to freeze the defense.
35-year-old Candace Parker at the stripe. What a career she had in LA with the Sparks. 5-time All-Star there. 2016 Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. Last season, I mean, she had quite a year in the Wubble, offensively and defensively. But man, what a career she has put together, and now she's putting together another career as a TV broadcaster, and she is fabulous. Just a talented performer on the court and off, with personality, opinionated, and so knowledgeable. Well, WNBA, of course, and NBA.
I would say most of the players that play in this game or around the game are knowledgeable.
Well, you know,
it has nothing to do with gender.
Shea Petty, straight but short.
It's the opportunity that one is given.
Yeah, and I bring that up too because sometimes she shines brighter than others that may be sitting beside her during TV broadcasts and corrects them. I get quite a charge out of that.
Turn nice shot
by Brittany Griner. I think you know who I'm talking about. We talk about Candace and some of the partners she's had on TV. Driving in Vandersloot with the left hand, ripped out of there. Aggressive board by Copper and the stick back.
Yeah, the Sky are just crashing the boards right now. They've got 18 rebounds. They were behind half, and now 18-18 on boards.
Right. Copper just devoured that offensive rebound. 6-point Phoenix lead. Pass by Diggins-Smith over the head of Griner, and another Phoenix turnover.
Only 3 turnovers for the Sky. It shows 7. That's their 8th turnover there, isn't it? Or is it 7?
I believe they're going to update that. Final 20 seconds here, the first half. Vandersloot with 10 to play. Now it's to Shields, into the lane, goes to the left hand, bucket and one.
One of the reasons they're shooting the ball much better in this second quarter is they're attacking. They're getting to the glass. They're shooting over 45%, where in that first quarter they shot 20%. So a lot of those shots are just like that, with the Shields getting to the basket.
She has been a force off the bench with 8 points already. 5.2 to go in the half. Cuts the Phoenix lead to 3. Let's see what the Mercury can do in the final 5 seconds. Petty into the front court. Petty, time running out. Griner in front of the three-point line. Trying to bank it home, and we are done with the first 2 quarters here from Footprint Center. Mercury had an 11-point lead. It is down to 3 at the break. Stay with us at halftime as the Mercury celebrates Rock the Pink, presented by Banner Health. Halftime score, Phoenix 49, Chicago 46. Back here in downtown Phoenix with the Hall of Famer Ann Myers-Drysdale. Phoenix on top of Chicago 49-46, and 2 different quarters, certainly for Chicago in the first half, Annie. They scored only 16 in the first quarter and then came back and exploded for 30 in the second. Meanwhile, for Phoenix, I think Skylar Diggins-Smith might be tripping out here. She might get a triple-double. She's got 10 points along with 5 assists and 4 rebounds so far.
She really established the tempo of the game for the Phoenix Mercury, I thought, early in the first quarter. And she was penetrating, drawing fouls, looking to handle the ball, set other players up. And certainly I think that she needs to continue that in the second half. And then, you know, Courtney Vandersloot, you know, she's just an ultimate pro. And she never shies away. She only had 2 assists. They were both in the second quarter. And I thought that the Mercury did a nice job keeping the ball out of her hands as far as assists is concerned. But, you know, 9 points for her. She's not shy to take shots. And if she can't beat you with her passes, she'll beat you with her shot.
One of 3 Sky players with 9 points, Candace Parker. Very quiet offensively in the first half, 0 of 2 from the field. Phoenix winds up shooting 54% from the field. Great contributions as well for Phoenix. Kia Nurse had 8 points, and Shea Petty came off the pine and knocked down 2 threes.
Yeah, 2 things that stick out for me. Turnovers for the Mercury and the 12 second chance points for the Chicago Sky. And for the Chicago Sky, they've got to continue to stay aggressive. I mean, they had 24 points in the paint and those 12 second chance points. And so that's going to be a key for them. How aggressive can they stay in this second half? And for Phoenix, you know, to me, they've got to get the ball to BG. I mean, she's got to be more involved. And I know she's coming off that sprained ankle. She played 15 minutes of that first half. She was 3 of 5. 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. I mean, she gets her teammates involved, but, you know, she can be very aggressive and get herself to the free throw line attacking this Chicago Sky defense.
Reiner going up against Azurá Stevens, who had an excellent first half, 8 points and 6 rebounds. And then for Chicago, it was Diamond DeShields coming in off the bench with 9 points. She had a big impact herself for their head coach James Wade, and the Sky going after their 4th straight win. Phoenix shooting for number 7 in a row coming out of that Olympic break. Talked about some of the favorites of the upcoming playoffs, maybe even dark horses. Connecticut winning their 9th straight game tonight over the Washington Mystics, making it 9 in a row, 21-6. You talked about the Aces, the Storm struggling after a couple of losses to the Chicago team, and you never count the Lynx out as well.
Well, there's only about 7 games left for a lot of teams, 6-7 games, and you can look at the Sparks, Mystics, and even the New York team and Dallas. I mean, it's going to come down to the end. And certainly the Sun, the only team right now with 20+
on the road this season.
And Indiana and Atlanta can be spoilers for sure.
Nothing to lose. Sky head to Vegas and will play the Aces on Thursday. And their final 4 will be at home, where we talked about they've had their struggles. That pass untouched out of bounds by Vandersloot.
Only the 4th turnover by Chicago, and a break honestly for Phoenix. They did a nice job kind of junking up that area that Chicago could not get to the basket.
Vandersloot, one of the...
What's the word? Muck it up.
Yeah.
Junk it up, muck it up.
There you go. That works too. They go to Griner. Immediate double team. Fires it over to Nurse. Uses a Turner screen. Great defense by Chicago. Shot clock ready to blow up.
Oh, my.
And Kia Nurse bails him out.
Wow. Big shot by Nurse.
4 of 6 shooting for Kia. And now she joins Skylar Diggins-Smith in double figures with 10. Vandersloot, another unforced turnover.
So unlike Sloot.
She leads the WNBA all-time in points and assist double-doubles as Kia Nurse magically put that one down. Vandersloot, 48 career games with a double-double of points and assists, and 10 of those coming this season. Skylar now has a dozen.
That's what I love about Diggins-Smith going right. She's got that great scoop shot.
And she can finish with that left or the right. 53-46, Phoenix on top by 7. Be a part of the WNBA's best home court advantage and catch every game as a PayPal X Factor season ticket member. Enjoy special member pricing on single game tickets, exclusive benefits, priority seating, private events, and more. Join the PayPal X Factor today at phoenixmercury.com/xfactor. Phoenix were up by 9 after the first quarter, up 3 at the half, and now starting to extend their lead, and they have been a terrific second half team.
2 quick turnovers by Chicago, getting the Mercury an opportunity to score some easy baskets.
Wow, so they just announced, they took a look at that Kia Nurse shot, and you can see her reaction. They just took away the shot that she thought she had made before the shot clock expired. But now they wave it off. And it's a 51-46 Phoenix lead. Kia's back to 8 points instead of 10. Driving in is Copper, using that aggressiveness.
Well, they do a nice job keeping Griner out of the lane on that pick and roll, and that's where Griner's going to have to drop down, and so they can force the kick out for the outside shot.
Skylar scoops it in with the right hand.
Now, you and I were just talking about it on this timeout. Skylar Diggins-Smith, her ability to be able to use her offhand and score not only with the scoop shot, but with the shot itself.
Vandersloot tried to scoop it in from out of bounds, but you're right, the frequency of those right-handed shots by Skylar seem to be increasing. Step back, Nurse. Now she's in double figures with 10. They're not wiping that one away.
Yeah, Nurse did a nice job using the screen by BG, and BG has not been involved offensively that much, but she's been setting some nice screens for her teammates.
Copper again, head down, and scores. Just a multitude of ways that she can creatively put that ball in the basket.
Well, she had an opportunity to coach at Northwestern Pacific Division II team in the offseason, and she learned a lot. She learned about, calling back to head coach James Wade and breaking down defenses and so forth, and really being somebody that understands players. Yes, you're a player coach, but now being a coach and coaching younger players and how to deal with them emotionally and so forth. And she really learned a lot and has really become the emotional leader on this Sky team. Also, especially talking on the defensive end.
Yeah, definitely greater appreciation for the coaches, maybe some more patience herself. In and out for Taurasi. And Candace Parker still searching for her first hoop.
Yeah, Brittany Griner's got to call out that screen. Dolson sets a nice pick on Nurse, and boy, she got nailed.
She floored
Nurse. That's your teammate. I mean, your teammate's got to be yelling that out. And Nurse certainly was zoned in on defending Parker, bringing the ball up, but Dolson, boy, she is strong and set a great pick.
That was a jawbreaker.
Yeah. Boy, if that happened to me, I would not be happy with my teammate. But she's coming down, and Dolson's up high. Oof. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, as you said, a jawbreaker.
That hurts even more in slow-mo.
But she is a tough kid.
That is a solid screen by Dolson, who actually lost 30 pounds in the offseason. She wanted to be quicker for that 3-on-3 tournament, and yet she still dominated in the paint. All-star with Washington and with this Sky team. Dolson making it a 3-point game.
Yeah, Sky is hanging tough.
Kia Nurse got those smelling salts, gets it back from Brittany Griner.
Well, Griner's she's got to post up down low, and there's just too much time off the shot clock to take a bad shot or turn the ball over. And Griner's got to get inside the lane in position, not outside. She cannot let Dolson or Stevens or Parker push her outside the lane.
Yeah, from time to time you see these lapses with the Phoenix Mercury and their offense. They get a little stagnant. Chicago doing a great job of applying the pressure.
Yeah, Mercury, they came out in the first quarter, established their offense. They were running and executing, and now, give the Sky credit as far as defense, just really making it tough for the Phoenix Mercury on their offensive end.
Adjustments, cranking up the intensity, certainly after that first quarter. Copper ball fake, nowhere to go. Shut down by Bree Turner, and it's tipped out of bounds by Phoenix. Chicago will have it with 6 on the shot clock.
Yeah, Turner, who's so active always, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. She's only taken 4 shots, but usually on the defensive end, she's coming up with almost double-figure rebounds by now.
Crossover, Vandersloot, and scoops it in past Skylar Diggins-Smith, who's irate.
But again, the Sky doing a great job pulling Brittany Griner away from where the offense is coming, and she cannot get over to help.
Well, Chicago doing this too without the offense from Candace Parker, still looking for her first field goal. Only 2 points for Candace, but great balanced scoring so far from Chicago.
Yeah, and Quigley's only got 6 points.
Griner backing down on Dolson, double team help from Candace.
Well, see that double team, and you're looking for the 3-point shot. That's great, but almost turned the ball over. And good passing that time. Nurse bringing it to the lane, and so the defense had to switch off, and Griner was wide open.
4th hit for Brittany. 9 points, 4 rebounds for Griner. Back to a 3-point Phoenix lead. Dolson from far away, and rebounded there by Bree Turner. Dolson is not shy. She has those offensive skills, and now defensively trying to lock down on Griner. Step back. Tipping was Turner into the hands of Kia Nurse. Turner gives Phoenix so many more extra possessions, and Nurse fires it in.
Great offensive set by the Mercury, being on the offensive glass, getting second opportunity, and good ball handling, sharing the basketball.
DeShields comes up short. This is one of the best shooting games by Kia Nurse this season. 5 of 7 from the field. And remember, she hit a 40-foot game winner at the buzzer in Chicago earlier this season to win that first meeting against the Sky.
Griner knocking the ball away and giving the Mercury another opportunity to score, and Taurasi takes advantage with an assist by Diggins Smith.
3-pointer number 8 for Phoenix. That's number 3 for D.
A little bit more breathing room.
Copper trying to power in. Pushed out of there by Bree Turner, always scrapping on the glass. Griner met by Dolson. Spins. Trying to hit her with that right hook.
Yeah, timing just not on for Griner in this game.
Just doesn't look well balanced on those feet and that injured ankle.
But she's been doing some positive things for them.
She's always going to draw the attention. Nurse with the steal, gets it back from Skylar and puts it home.
Now Turner and Nurse did a nice job clogging things up for Candace Parker.
15 now for Kia Nurse to lead Phoenix.
And Parker still only with 2 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. They need her to score.
Phoenix matching their biggest lead, up by 11. They're up 11 in that first quarter. Look at the intensity from Skylar.
That's his second team foul.
So here's the drive by Parker. She kind of loses it, and Nurse drops down to help out. But a good pass. I mean, timing-wise, you don't want to pass too late and clog things up. And good back and forth by the Mercury on a fast break.
And look at those numbers by Skylar so far. We talked about triple-double-like numbers, 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists.
And 6 and 9 from the floor.
She is on track. .349 to go here in the third quarter. Mercury going after win number 16 on the season, go 6 games over 500, and try to capture their 7th consecutive win. Back to a double-digit lead for Phoenix.
Oh, nice pass.
Vandersloot.
Was that
pretty
pretty?
pass right to Dolson.
Just dropped that dime.
Averaging 9 per game, number 1 in the league, far and away number 1 in the WNBA. Dolson with her second bucket off the bench. She has 7 for Chicago. Nurse back to Turner, inside, blocked by Stevens. Vaughn has a good look. Azrae Stevens has been quiet since the first quarter, but she really can pick up the rebounding for Chicago. It's been an advantage for Phoenix throughout much of this night. Right now, Phoenix a +3 in rebounding. DeShields driving in and pops it in. Soft touch by Diamond DeShields, and now she is in double figures with 11. 4 of 9 from the field, and has hit all 3 of her free throws, and then trying to set the screen was Turner and fouled by DeShields. We see Olaf Lang behind DeShields. Olaf, the husband of Mercury head coach Sandy Brondello.
Coach Sandy Brondello over in Germany when she was one of the first Aussies to leave her country to go play over in Germany.
What a dynamic. Have a husband and wife on opposite sidelines. Happened quite a bit in the past. They're used to it now. Sophie, baseline three. And chasing it was DeShields. Goes out of bounds off of Diamond. And Phoenix will have it.
Yeah, the second half, we've seen the Mercury get a few more second opportunities for shots.
Skylar gets it in to Kia Vaughn. Shea Petty has come in again off the bench, knocked down a couple of threes in the first half. Skylar driving in, left-handed bucket, and a trip to the line for Skylar, doing it all again tonight for Phoenix. That is 16 points to go with the 8 rebounds and 7 assists.
Now, Diggins-Smith, when she's going left, that's her strong hand, and she does such a great job creating, and you can see DeShields has got that left arm on her hip, but when she goes up, there's a lot more contact, and Skylar's done such a great job getting herself to the free throw line.
Nothing but net for Skylar. And with all that emotion, one of the fiercest competitors you're going to see.
Well, the last 4 games, her three-point shot, she's shooting 64%.
Stevens trying to back down on Turner. Great defense by Bree.
And she really hasn't had to use the three-point shot in this game so far.
Turner's so good at anticipating a player's next move. She studies her opponents and has really picked up her offensive game the past and defensive game the past couple of years. Skylar Diggins-Smith with the sky ball. The lead is 13, and Skylar now has 20.
Coming into this game, she was 11 of 17 in the last 4 games, and now she's 2 of 3 from three-pointers.
Fading away on the baseline, back comes Allie Quigley for Chicago. Well, Skylar's had, obviously, some incredible success in the WNBA, some fantastic seasons, but this is some of the best basketball I've seen from Skylar. And with all sorts of confidence, meshing with Taurasi and Griner, and when they're off the court, she tends to take over.
Well, she's got a great work ethic.
Turner once again giving Phoenix another possession. One-handed scoop attempt by Petty and rebounded by Dolson.
Yeah, Quigley looked like she got a piece of that.
Final 45 seconds here, quarter number 3. Vandersloot, open look from 13 feet, couldn't get it. Phoenix still shooting over 50% from the floor. They're at 52%. And Chicago at 46% from the field.
The bench has really been productive in this game for the Phoenix Mercury. It's one of the things that Sandy Brondello has really talked about after the Olympic break.
Petty, not sure if that was a shot or trying to lob it over to Turner. And now Chicago can take the final shot of the third quarter. Stevens on the move.
Yeah, 10 turnovers now for the Phoenix Mercury, only 2 in this third quarter. And that was costly.
Final seconds, head-on collision
between
between
boy, James
Skylar.
Wade cannot believe that.
Ooh, Skylar ramming.
Yeah, DeShields looked like she had position, and Diggins-Smith going right into her. James Wade right in front.
Third foul on DeShields.
And they're probably saying that DeShields did not have her feet set.
So Phoenix will have it on the side. Neither team in the bonus.
You know, she just read the play right, and she was moving with it.
Final seconds, third quarter. Skylar dips in and just spins off.
She cannot believe she missed that.
End of 3 here from Footprint Center in Phoenix. The Mercury will take a 9-point edge to the fourth. Skylar Diggins-Smith, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. We could be looking at her first career triple-double.
Well, the last 4 games, she's getting to the free throw line. She has gotten her 13th 20-plus point game and her 15th 5-plus assist game. Certainly close, as you said, to the triple-double. But I think the biggest thing for this Mercury team is looking for a win.
Oh, no question about that. if she were to get the triple-double, it would be the first in Phoenix Mercury history and only the 10th in league history. Griner inside on Stevens, draws the contact and earns the ticket to the line.
Well, and that could happen all night long right now with Brittany Griner. A one-on-one situation, you turn right into the defense with their arms up, and they're going to hit her arm every time.
So Phoenix led by 9 after the first quarter. They're up by 3 at halftime. And up 9 going to this fourth quarter.
Now, neither team has shot a lot of free throws. Only 7 fouls on the Phoenix Mercury, 12 on the Chicago Sky.
Mercury now 8 of 9 from the line. Chicago 7 of 9 from the stripe. 73-62, back to a double-digit Phoenix lead. And we still have not seen
nice defense
from Candace Parker. No field goals for Candace.
Yeah, Cunningham really doing a nice job getting a hand on that deflection. Oh, nice spin.
That's an all-star move by Sophie Cunningham.
Cunningham doing it on both ends of the floor.
And now defensively shuts down DeShields. Ruthie Hebert misfires. Second-year player from Oregon, seeing her first action. Kia Nurse had that groove going offensively. Still with their 15 points on 6 of 9 shooting. On the runaway, they find Stevens. And Azurá Stevens, coming off a strong outing in their last game against Seattle, put together another near double-double. And then on the drive, Sophie Cunningham is fouled by Stevens, and down on the floor is DeShields.
Yeah, you just hope she's okay, as you said, you know, with that knee. Last year it was tough for her to get any kind of lift.
And now being lifted up here in the fourth quarter. We mentioned the success she had against Phoenix earlier this season in the first meeting, scoring 26. She's in double figures in this one off the bench, but now limping back to the bench with 8:34 to go here in the fourth quarter.
She's just an electrifying player, and you get to see it right there. Oh, it's her ankle. She seems like she's grabbing.
Returning for the Sky, 14, Ellen Quigley.
Quigley will come back now for Chicago to take the place of DeShields, who gingerly sits down on the Sky bench.
Oh, you can see the ankle just kind of tweak a little bit.
I tend to turn my head on those about too many times. Taurasi comes right back for Phoenix. And this is their biggest lead, up by 14, as Diana deposits the big shot. And then trying to hang on for dear life to Dana Evans, who is motoring to the hoop. So for Taurasi now, she has plugged her 4th three and has 14 for Phoenix.
Dana Evans at the line, shooting 2.
And Cunningham with a great spin move on Evans, and Evans swiping at the ball. Good protection by Sophie to get that into the basket.
Evans knocks down the first free throw, and back comes Candace Parker. Parker averaging 13 points. Had her season high, though, 25 on Sunday against the Storm. Still looking for her first hoop.
Yeah, this is a Chicago Sky team. They've got a lot of players that can go off anytime.
But Evans is quite the free throw shooter. She is 23 of 24 from the line this season. That's over 96%. Yet Phoenix on top by 12. Griner, step back, draws the contact on Parker, and a chance at a three-point play for BG.
Great composure by BG as far as she got stopped. She had not used her dribble. Parker had cut her off, and then once she took the dribble, you could see the freedom on a one-on-one situation that, again, we talked about turning into the defense on that right shoulder. It's hard not to foul her.
And if you're just joining us, turned that ankle in New York, missed their last game, was questionable as of yesterday to play in this one, and then cleared today by the medical staff of the Mercury.
And really coming back, I mean, And again, she hasn't not great scoring. She's got 14 points, but she's in solid in this game.
Parker nowhere to go and turns it over.
Yeah, great hustle by Griner, and it's tough. Griner, going so low for the ball.
That was an ambush defense by Phoenix, throwing 3 players at her. Taurasi with the turnover.
Now, Taurasi was looking to get the ball over to Griner, and it was just too congested in there, and so she just kind of threw it out.
Yeah, keep your eye on Copper. An explosive score. 7 of 11 from the field for Copper. She has 15 points. Taurasi comes right back and sticks the 3. That is three-pointer number 5 for D.
And then they come right back.
And it's Copper with the answer.
Copper 8 of 12 from the floor.
And Taurasi many times saving her best for the 4th quarter. And just this season going over 3,000 points, going over 2,000 assists. She is just continuing her legendary mark.
There's a lot of contact
WNBA.
down there.
Nurse bouncing off of Copper. And then here comes Candace Parker. Quigley. Tapped out to Vandersloot. And now from behind it was Kia Vaughn forcing the turnover.
Yeah, Vaughn just got a hand on it just enough. And big block by Copper.
That was a savage block by Copper.
Yeah, Candace Parker was saying, man, if she went to the Olympics, she could run the 100, 200, 400, and win. And Copper said, she said it, I believe it. I can do it. Because she's so fast, and she comes down, her jumping ability, good contact on the offensive end. Cunningham going to the free throw line. No, out of bounds.
Copper coming over to Chicago a few years ago from Washington in that Deladon deal. That has been a gem for the Sky.
Oh, yeah, it just really has, last year was her opportunity to get a lot of minutes and to start.
Bree Turner all alone. Couldn't knock it down. Tipped out. Another chance for Phoenix. Jump hook, Griner.
And you see how deep Griner got into the lane that time. She was inside.
And that is just indefensible. You can't cover that.
This is balanced scoring by the Mercury.
4 players in double figures.
Nice
Griner
block.
with the block of Copper.
Her 50th?
Right there.
She leads the league.
Nurse dials up
Kia
another
Nurse.
Phoenix big shot.
So nice to see her knock down those shots. She worked so hard on the defensive end, and the biggest lead by the Phoenix Mercury.
And the shimmy from Kia Nurse. Everybody knew she had the shooting skills, and she is showing off tonight. Kia Nurse and the Mercury having some fun here in the 4th quarter. Kia Nurse has been dialed in, and boy, talk about one of the biggest shots of the season in Chicago earlier this year. Down by 2, Nurse at the buzzer from 40 feet to win it.
Yeah, just a solid game, 18 points, 8 rebounds, but, just never quit in this Mercury team. And Kia Nurse to her new team coming from New York, and didn't have an opportunity to work out as much because she was broadcasting for the Toronto Raptors and probably didn't come in as great a shape as she has been when she's played this season, but no better shot, no better feeling when you win a game winner.
And Phoenix trying to make it 3-0 against Chicago this season. They won the first 2 meetings in Chicago as Evans drills a 3. Now, they won those first 2 games against the Sky, but Chicago was without Candace Parker, and as you mentioned, Phoenix without Taurasi in those 2 games. And it's almost like Chicago's without Candace Parker in this one as well, even though she's played 24 minutes. She has not made a shot from the field.
Yeah,
she does
she's
have
only
2
taken
free
2
throws.
shots.
Knifing through the defenders was Copper. Into the corner, DeShields is back out there, steps out of bounds. So good news for Chicago. DeShields, who went to the bench with that ankle injury, is back on the floor.
Yeah, it's nice to see her back, but DeShields and Copper, 2 explosive, athletic players for the Chicago Sky. They're both fun to watch.
That had to play in the decision of Candace Parker when she was thinking about leaving LA, going back home to Chicago. Another collision. Nurse goes down along with Copper. That's the second near TKO of Kia Nurse, who just bounces back up and continues to hit shots.
She's had a few this season. She took one from Emma Cannon from Indiana, took an elbow to the jaw. And how she got up from that.
You think she would have been in concussion protocol earlier. I mean, those are some big hits. Got free safety out there.
It's nice having a physical player, though, on your team.
Yeah, especially come playoff time, where everything amps up. Skylar feeds Kia. Straight and sweet. Another assist for Skylar. That's number 9. So as we watch Kia's numbers go up offensively, we're also tracking a possible triple-double
and a rebound
by Skylar.
She just got her rebound.
And another rebound. 20 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds. Needs one more rebound, one more assist for just the 10th triple-double in WNBA history and the first for the Mercury.
Yeah, good. You know, Brittany Griner trying to make a move, and poor Diamond DeShields just had her back to the back and trying to keep her out.
Now this is where you watch the other Mercury players. I mean, even Brittany Griner, everybody box out and let Skylar get the rebound. You wonder if they're all clued in to what her stats are right now. You hope somebody lets Sandy Brondello or Julie Haregrove or Chastity Melvin know on that Mercury bench.
Didn't that happen with Chris Paul in the playoffs?
Yes.
No! Was it DeAndre? DeAndre needed that rebound, or who needed the rebound?
You're gonna test that.
I know.
Yeah, it's just fun to see the
like
teammates, though, supporting and trying to allow them and not stealing a rebound or an assist late in the game.
Well, I really like how Chicago has made adjustments in this game, but you know, the Phoenix Mercury, their talent and the balanced scoring, 21 for Nurse, 18 for Griner, 20 for Diggins Smith, 17 for Taurasi, and the balance, not just the scoring-wise, but defensively, they've done a pretty good job as far as keeping this Chicago Sky team taking tough shots.
Shea Petty is out there for Taurasi. Skylar is still on the floor. 20-point lead. Griner swoops in. Ripped out of there by Stevens. So that's a decision that Brondello has to make, too. And the Mercury are going to win their 7th consecutive game.
Oh, nice.
And now do you keep
they're going to call foul
Skylar?
from Griner. I thought she did a nice job knocking it away, but Sandy Brondello is probably going to take her out. She got hurt in that New York game when they were up big and tweaked her ankle at the very end of the game.
So
and
you're talking about taking out Brittany, but the question is, does she take out Skylar?
No.
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 That would be a no from the Hall of Famer Ann Myers Drysdale, and if you're smart,
No, let her go for it.
You want to listen to the Hall of Famer. I'm
totally absolutely
agree.
Yes.
Totally agree.
I mean,
Of course, it also keeps the ratings up.
You've got
a
record
20-point game. Yeah, we want everybody to stick around and see if Skylar gets that triple-double. We still have some storylines here. A couple of free throws by DeShields.
Now this
Skylar brings it down the floor.
You know, and the defense, again, holding Chicago right now to 45.5% from the floor. But the big thing that I see, they average over 22 assists. They've only got 12 in this game.
Come on, Kia. That'd be assist number 10. There it is. Now Skylar only needs one rebound. Oh, man. You talk about the pressure on the players, too. I don't think Kia Vaughn felt it on that one. Stevens from deep. All right, so one rebound for Skylar, and she trips here at Footprint Center. Vaughn rolls. Holds it high over Evans' head, and now decides to fire away over the top of the youngster Dana Evans.
Well, you're almost a foot taller than your defense. You better put it up. Oh, no.
A timeout and a decision for Sandy Brondello. Will Skylar continue to play? One rebound away from a triple-double. Skylar's on the bench having some fun with Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner. She will come up 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. And going to the bench, she looked up at the scoreboard because they have all the players' stats now here at Footprint Center, these big, beautiful stat boards. And she knew exactly that she was 1 board away from the triple-double, but I think Sandy Brondello had to make a business decision.
Well, it cost her with Brittany Griner going down against New York where they had a big lead, and she was having a great game, but towards the end of the game she tweaked her ankle and it was unfortunate. And certainly she does not want to take that chance again. But if I'm a player, I want to be in.
No doubt.
I want to go
and you know
for it.
Skylar wants to be in, but she's also, during the timeout, enjoying on the big screen a lot of fans dancing in the aisles, dancing to the Village People, and the 3 of them, Skylar, Diana, and Brittany, were enjoying themselves. So she understands that decision by Sandy Brondello. Kia Vaughn looking for another bucket. Mop-up time for the Phoenix Mercury. Biggest lead was 20. Up by 17 right now on the Chicago Sky team, coming off of 2 wins over the defending champion Storm, and now they will have lost all 3 to the Mercury this season.
Well, the defense by Phoenix on Candace Parker and Allie Quigley. Quigley with only 8 points and Parker 2. And the other 3 were in double figures as DeShields was. But, you know, 27 points off the bench by Chicago. But it was the shooting of 51% by the Phoenix Mercury and getting the ball inside.
And just shocking, too, that Candace Parker would play 24 minutes and not have a field goal.
Well, they've got...
I can't think that that's happened before in her WNBA career, playing over 20 minutes and not having a hoop.
Oh, a nice steal by Petty. Well, they've got 3 games against the Aces, the Las Vegas Aces, to finish things out, along with Indiana and Washington.
Yeah, we'll take on Vegas Thursday, and then a couple at home against the Aces, along with the Mystics and Fever. Phoenix now back on the road, couple in Indy on Saturday and Monday, and then in Atlanta. So the 2 teams that have the 2 worst records in the league. Petty misses everything, and Sophie Cunningham trying to come up with the offensive rebound. But what a night for Phoenix. And Skylar, of course, we talked about her numbers, but Kia Nurse finishing with 21 points in this game on 8 of 13 shooting.
Yeah,
she plugged 4 threes, and Diana knocked down 5.
It was just such balanced scoring, and they shot 74 times, and 26 of those were threes. They were 13 of 26, shot 50% from 3-point range.
Yeah, we've talked about how the Mercury are just clicking at just the right time, coming out of the Olympic break.
Well, and they're not panicking either. I mean, yeah, they've turned the ball over. That's one, I think, thing that they still have to work on. 11 turnovers, but they had 8 in the first half. and
that, you
Shea
know,
Petty.
That lets you know you're rolling. When Shea Petty launches a 3 and connects like that.
Well, you said it earlier in this game, too. The confidence coming out of the Olympics that the bench has had for this Phoenix Mercury team has been a big plus.
Even for the Olympians, everybody on this Mercury team just looks exceptionally refreshed. Final seconds. Mercury will dribble it out. A near triple-double for Skylar Diggins-Smith, but a certain victory, a resounding win for Phoenix, 103-83, a 20-point win over the Sky, ending their 3-game win streak. And now Phoenix has won 7 in a row, their longest win streak since 8 straight in 2018. Life is good for the Phoenix Mercury and Myers-Drysdale.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough road trip. I mean, yes, the 2 games against Indiana and Atlanta, but then they come home and they play Connecticut, which is going to be a tough game, then go back up to Seattle and come back home and play Vegas to end things up. But, you know, they've got it in their hands. I mean, they can control what they can control, and the way Skylar Diggins-Smith, Griner, Turner, Nurse, Taurasi, you know, it just, and the bench, they really came together in this game. It was fun to watch the balance that they had.
They are vibing in downtown Phoenix. Mercury win it. We're back after this to wrap it up.
Phoenix Mercury basketball, presented by Bally's, is brought to you by Michelob Ultra, enjoy like a pro, and by Gila River Hotels and Casinos. Grab your Gila River Hotels and Casinos custom Mercury fandom card for exclusive offers.
Phoenix wins it 103-83 here in downtown Phoenix. They've now won 7 in a row and clinched their playoff spot for the 9th straight year. Tom Leander and the Hall of Famer Ann Myers-Drysdale. I have to say that was one of the more entertaining games I've called in quite some time. Not just Skylar going after a triple-double, though they've adjusted the stats. They're now saying she had 8 rebounds and not 9, so she would have needed 2 more. But then you have Kia Nurse with how well she played, knocking down 4 threes.
Well, as I said, in the first quarter, I thought that Skylar Diggins-Smith really established the tempo of this game, being aggressive. She was looking to get inside, took mid-range shots. And then Kia Nurse, this is only the 3rd game where she's had 20-plus points here in Phoenix, and couldn't come at a better time. And you just saw the chemistry and really this Phoenix Mercury starting to come together, as we've seen in the last 6 games and now 7 as far as their winning. But certainly I think everybody's kind of finding their roles now, and Diana Taurasi, not looking to score all the time, but still getting 18 points here, 20 points here, maybe 14 points, but passing the ball and getting rebounds, and the bench really coming in. Sophie Cunningham, Petty getting a chance, and Kia Vaughn giving Griner a chance to rest. And so I'm excited about where we're going for the next games.
I think it was a season high in smiles, too. Smiles and dancing by the Phoenix Mercury players. They were having a ton of fun in this one, clinching their playoff spot. But as you talked about, they're going after a championship. Right now, they're also trying to get to the 4th seed, but a great win for Phoenix. And my thanks to our crew here, Mark Goldberg, our producer, along with Ryan Bafalukas, my guy Grappy, Dave Grappentine, Tommy Arguelles, and Brianna Joan Nellis. This was my last broadcast with you, Hall of Famer.
Oh, no.
And I love it every single time. Appreciate everything. Thanks for watching tonight's game on Bally Sports Arizona Plus. It's our final broadcast on Bally Sports this season. Our next telecast, September 11th, when the Mercury host the Sun at 7 p.m. on NBA TV.